All right, should be connected now. Sweet, I should be fully connected to YouTube, and awesome. Gonna do a quick stream of just charting, so gonna get into it. Let me make sure I have everything pulled up. Yeah. All right. All right, so anyone that's hopping in right now, I'm just doing a quick charting session on the NASDAQ, and I'm getting back into my roots of supply and demand zones. If you don't know, I used to be much more active with posting like my levels with supply and demand zones, and really big fan of supply and demand zones, just super easy. So let's see, I think I could show my profile of what I used to post. Yeah, back way then. So my last post was November 6, 2024. I don't post it for any particular reason. Like, I'm not looking to blow up on TradingView or anything like that. I just was posting to hold myself accountable, to make sure I charted. And then I know some people were asking about my levels, and I thought it would be helpful for people to kind of explain how I would chart with supply and demand zones, what I would be looking for. So yeah, I was much more consistent. If I go, just go all the way back to the beginning, like 2023, I was just posting whatever I thought, you know. So I've definitely come a long way. As you can see, like, I used to put so many different levels on my chart. Going over here, again, 2023, just super consistent, posting all the time. And then going to page 2, June 25th, and then now to page 1. Let's see, I stopped posting so much because I just didn't feel like it was necessary. So yeah, that's what I used to do. So anyways, my chart has definitely changed over time. A lot of things has changed, but I want to get back into the swing of things, of being consistent with supply and demand zones. I feel like I was able to read price better, honestly, when I did supply and demand zones. I found recently that I've just been kind of struggling a bit with reading price, and I've been struggling with staying consistent with my strategy because I've been so like swayed into adding new things into my strategy, like new concepts, or people always telling me to try this, to try that, and I'm just so easy going with following what people say, and it's so bad. It's definitely not something I'm super proud of when it comes to like my strategy, because then it kind of encourages the habit of strategy hopping, or like always adjusting the strategy. And as you know, like with trading, just keeping it simple is the best thing, and then also going based off your data for your strategy is the number one thing that will prove to you if, you know, your strategy actually works, and if it works for your personality type. So anyways, saying that whole thing before getting started, just to get context as to why I'm doing supply and demand zones again, because I know the last few months, especially Q1, going into 2025 specifically, I was like so keen on trying to make my imbalance test strategy work and be that main playbook that I use, but I feel like I haven't given enough love to it and attention to it and consistency with it because of, you know, adding all these new things to my strategy, like what I just told you guys about people pushing this on me, social media saying that, blah blah blah. So I want to keep it simple. I want to stay consistent with what I know worked for me, and that's how I was able to like do really well in 2024. And the fact that I kind of strayed away from what worked for me in 2024 is kind of sad, because why would I want to change something drastically when it was obviously working for me? So right now it feels like I'm on page 1 of this trading journey again, of trying to re-lock in on my strategy, more specifically my charting analysis with supply and demand zones, because it's been so long. It's been for sure like over a year, or at least since my last time I posted on TradingView about supply and demand zones, whatever that was, I just showed you guys. So yeah, I feel like I'm definitely in the beginning stages again, and it kind of sucks because, you know, I've been in the futures trading space now since the end of November 2022, And now it feels like I'm starting over from square one, and it kind of sucks, like feeling like I having to start over. But hey, you know what? Everyone's trading journey is different, and I just got to be mindful of that. I can't compare myself to anyone else, even though it's so easy, and it's easy to go on social media and be like, why am I not like this person, blah, blah, blah. So instead of doing that, I'm going to still continue to lock in, go back to basics of what I know works, and then obviously implement the new knowledge I have now into what worked for me before. So kind of combining everything together is basically what I'm doing, even though it feels like square one. So that's kind of like the breakdown of, if anyone's like wondering why am I doing supply and demand zones again, this used to be my bread and butter. I used to talk a lot about like levels, and I felt like I was really good with reading levels before, and now I'm not. Like now I just look only for liquidity levels. So like wicks, that's all I've been focused on. And honestly, yes, I think it works. Obviously, liquidity is always on the charts, but I am just getting so swayed by all these new gimmicks and concepts and strategies and this and that, and social media telling me that I should be doing a certain thing, when in reality, it just moved me away from actually working on something that was making me profitable, which was supply and demand zones, keeping it simple. The strategy video I posted sometime throughout my YouTube channel about supply and demand zones and pivot levels, and I think also my view op strategy, like that stuff was working for me. So why did I switch? Beats me, but here I am trying to get back into it, and again, just now adding in what I've learned so far with like rebalances and retests and all that crap. So I'm gonna stop talking, read the chat real quick, and then get into just charting my levels. So hey, what's up, Subliminal W? Appreciate you for coming in. Alfredo, yeah, this is actually live. I don't know how I can show you that it's live, but this little timer is moving. You see in the bottom it says Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. It's 9:14, so the new candle is 9:14. So it's 9:14 my time. I'm in the West Coast. So yeah, it's live. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, it's been a minute. I haven't made it a priority to like stream or anything like that. So I've just been kind of doing my own thing, honestly, and trying to just figure myself out, honestly. It's been such a weird one. So if you listen to my whole rant right now, you'll see why I've been kind of figuring myself out, and just, yeah, basically. So I hope you're doing good though, Kevin. Thanks for popping in. Hey, what's up, Discipline Trader? Love your name. Working to become disciplined myself. But hi, happy Wednesday evening, everyone. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna jump into it. So I did like a very quick revamp of supply and demand zones on Monday for myself. I had watched actually my old video I posted on my YouTube channel. That's the only reason why I remember I have it, is because I posted what I did before. So I watched that video. I was like, okay, like I get it. And then I had to reread some things off the internet about like supply and demand zones, which is so crazy because I used to do this all the time, and like my brain completely forgot about this stuff. So I had to reread about S&D zones just to be able to get back into it. So it worked well for me on Tuesday, and then today I didn't have to do any supply and demand zone or like I didn't use any supply and demand zones per se to like go into any trades. I was mainly doing just rebalance tests and wick tests for today. So it's kind of nice, like if S&D zones are like not within the vicinity, or like I'm not able to use it in my current trading day, then at least I have, the experience I've built for the last 2 years with other playbooks that work for me, like wick tests or rebalance tests. So yeah, okay, jump into the daily first. Alfredo, 15-minute supply in demand zone, 1 minute for entry, been working for me. Solid, love that, dude. Right, S&D zones are actually so cool. Like order flow reading, price action reading, whatever you want to call it, using zones is so cool. And then with Bookmap, I remember I used to use Bookmap, the free one on YouTube. That was such a good time. Being able to look visually at the order book versus just like the numbers on the DOM and whatnot. And then also just not just the zones itself, but again, like the book map for the visual breakdown of where these liquidity levels are has been so good. So I'm just trying to get back into that squeeze because that worked for me. Like it really did work for me, and I just can't get swayed to change my strategy no more. I can't do it. So I'm actually about to like unsubscribe and like unfollow a lot of those things that kind of sway me into like trying to try new thing, and hopefully that's gonna help. Yeah, so anyways, do love the 1 minute for entry and then the 15-minute supply. That's solid. So okay, so the daily, let's see, don't really have anything to mark recently. I already have this big guy up here. Okay, for 4 hour, do we have any supplies? No, we already have that one marked out, so nothing new there. And then for demand, we just have this really big gap that is just kind of chilling here. So let's mark out the gap. Here's my little gap. Actually, let me pull this back to 7 a.m. for tomorrow in case we do end up filling it. That would be kind of clutch if we could fill it. Okay, 1 hour. Oh, I didn't see any demand zones on the 4, right? I mean, we kind of have this guy right here, this basing. This might be able to work as a 4 hour. Oh, darn it. I don't have a 4 hour demand yet. Nope. Let me create that. Demand. Okay, cool. Throw that in there. And this is a 4 hour. Okay. Let me know, guys, also if the audio is okay? I hope I'm speaking loud enough. But, okay, got our first 4 hour demand. It's kind of a large one, though. 30, almost 100 points, like 85 points, something like that. But I'll keep it for now until we can see something smaller, like a smaller zone on the time frame, on a lower time frame, I mean. So like this right here, this 1 hour. I would rather use the 1 hour right here instead. So let me go ahead and leave this guy there, the SNR 4 hour, and then I'm gonna put this here instead. Thursday, 12 p.m. and we'll do a 1 hour demand right there. SNR 1 hour. Okay, so just kind of quickly breaking down what I'm doing for supply and demand zones. This little horizontal ray, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this ray right here, just SNR, support and resistance, and then 1 hour just to indicate what box this is. So then if I ever go up, if I don't see the box name, I could just easily see it from there. And then the line is just to indicate like where the top of the demand is, and then for supply it'll be the bottom of the supply zone. Because if I end up going all the way over here, like if price continues to move, right, as days go on, then I can see, oh, I have an SNR right here. Oh, I have another SNR down here, in case the box isn't extended further out. So that's that. And then as far as like how am I creating my S&D zones, so I talked about it in that video on my channel, but basically I'm taking, for a demand zone, I'm taking the top of the candle body to the bottom wick of either this candle or this candle, whichever is like further down for the demand zone, and then just pulling it across. So that whole section is a demand zone. And then for a supply zone, it's the opposite. So it will be, let me actually go up to one. That's a 30-minute. Okay. And then for this one, it's the opposite. So it would be the bottom of the candle body for the first candle. And then same idea, it would be the highest wick as the top part of the supply zone, and then drag it across. So there's some supply and demand zones, in my opinion, that aren't as strong, and it's going to be those where, like, if this first candle has a long wick and it takes that first or the second candle away, like most of that body, then it's not really the best, in my opinion. And then also, if there's not a strong move after the candle, then again, it's not the strongest supply or demand zone. There has to be clear momentum after that first candle. So in this case, we have a strong rejection lower. So that's a pretty good move. There's better ones, obviously. Let me go into that 4 hour where we saw, let me actually do the 1 hour right here. So like this one's a good 1 hour because we have a very strong momentum push. So it's right here. The wick is not covering, this first wick is not extending where it's taking over the second one whatsoever. It's all the way down here, like half of the candle body, which is good. So then we have a clear bullish momentum pushing off of the zone. So if we ever come back into it, I would like to anticipate we have at least some type of bullish move off of it for a little bit, even for a scalp or anything. Versus like fully breaking through, unless of course we have news or something happens where obviously price can easily reject through, and given market volatility, I don't doubt that's not going to happen. So yeah, okay, so hey, wish me well, it's good to see you. Happy Wednesday. It's been a long time. Oh my gosh, I hope you've been doing well. I do appreciate you about the TradingView indicators, by the way. I know we never really got to link about getting that figured out, but I figured, like, you know, given the path I'm trying to take now and just really not trying to change things too much, and also given I can only have 2 indicators on the free plan with TradingView, I don't think I'll be able to add yours on. But this November, when Black Friday happens and I'm able to buy the annual plan and get more indicators, I'll definitely make sure to hit you up so we can get that figured out. But I hope everything is going well with you and hope you're crushing it. But yes, thank you. It's exciting, I guess, to say that I'm actually following my own path now. It's been a weird one. It's been a really, really weird one, like trying to figure out who I am as a trader, specifically when it comes to technical analysis and strategy trades. When it comes to psychology, I really felt like I've had a new breakthrough this year, and within the last 2+ years of me trading, like this is the first time where I just feel so much better about everything. Even when I lose, like trust me, like I take losses. I am not the consistent profitable trader I want to be just yet. But even when I lose and even when I win, you know, because obviously winning creates that dopamine effect and we get stoked and blah blah blah, like I don't feel as emotional, and it just feels better, you know. Like obviously I'm still getting hyped, like oh my god, I had a huge winning day, or oh that sucks, I had a bad losing day or a bad losing trade, but it's not as severe. It really is not as severe. And that, like, I feel it in my heart, like I see it in the way that I behave every day, just so much better. But now it's a matter of, okay, if I'm locking in mentally and I feel so much better mentally, let's lock in on my strategy. Let's lock in on my TA, because that's the final piece, right? I mean, outside of risk management, obviously. But the emotional management is definitely taken care of a lot better, mentally stronger. Now it's just lock in on my strategy. Like stop messing around, you know? So anyways, thank you. Alfredo, I remember this being your bread and butter and taking visits. Yeah, literally, wow, you've been around for such a long time. Appreciate you, Alfredo. But yeah, I know, right? It's crazy how, for me anyways, it was social media. Just being easily convinced that what I'm doing is wrong, or that trading can't be this simple when it can be. Like there's no need to add a bunch of crazy names to certain things or make things seem as dramatic as they are, because like it doesn't need to be that way, right? So actually one of my favorite videos earlier this year that I watched was from Tanya Trades. If you guys are familiar with her, she's awesome. But her video was about keeping things simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And I remember watching, I even commented, I think on some social media platform about it. It's been so long ago. But like, I was like, dude, this is literally a call out, like, to everybody. Obviously, specifically me is what I was really referring to. Because yeah, keeping it simple is is huge. So I'm just trying to keep it simple. And sticking to what I know works for me, which I gotta stop changing things. Like, I just gotta stop. I have to stop. So, back to it. 30-minute demand. I don't really see anything. Nope. Okay, let's check out supply. No, not really seeing anything either. Nope. Okay, so this 30-minute supply is still chilling. I feel like this one might be low-key a weak supply, just because the move that we had, right? We had a strong bearish move down. About, how many points is that? Let's go from the top of the candle to the bottom. About 200, let's just round it to 270 points in total, right? A whole up and down move. And then right after we made that 270 move, we like easily pushed back up at 170, about like 90 points, give or take. And then obviously we retested it right off the bat and we got rejected off of it. So I would be very inclined to see how we respect this SNR if we ever hit it. We came very close. I was kind of hoping we would push into it today, this morning, as we were starting to approach it. But obviously we didn't get it, which sucks. But it's okay. We did push into this gap that we created though. So that's good for me to know. Let me extend this over into Thursdays. Let's put it until 7 a.m. Extend this gap as well to 7. And extend this 4 hour to 7. So yeah, that's very interesting that we couldn't quite get there. Close, but not close enough. So we did end up taking this liquidity level though, which I thought was going to actually drive us higher. Once we pushed above it, I thought it was really going to drive us higher into that 180s, but couldn't quite get it. So I'm interested to see how we react when we come around again. This kind of looks almost like a head and shoulders. Got a shoulder after this gap, got the head, which is not really a pretty head. And then we're possibly going to develop this next one overnight, I think. Maybe something like this. And then tomorrow, like to fill this gap, maybe push into this 200 EMA. We'll see. But no 30-minute supplies or demands. This 30-minute supply is still intact for tomorrow. Oh, that is my nighttime alarm. Oh, it's 9:30. Okay, so I gotta start wrapping up. So let's see. There's no 1 hour demands and supplies anymore, right? Let's see. I don't think there was any more supplies. What is this? What candle color is that? That's a blue one? Ooh, this one's kind of a long one though. But we did have a crazy push down. So how tall is this guy? About 35 points. That's not too bad. Let's go ahead and throw her on there. I think we might be able to work with this as one of our levels. And if this supply zone does hold, then I would love to use it as a way to do that whole head or shoulder, head. We pull down, create that shoulder again, rejection around the 1 hour supply, maybe refill this gap or something. I would honestly wonder if that could be a game plan for tomorrow, depending on how tonight obviously plays out. So that could be the game plan for tomorrow if we are looking for shorts, which looks interesting. We filled this gap. We have this gap. We still have this big gap as well. So that's one of my game plans, seeing if we reject off the 1 hour, if we ever push back into it. Okay, so there's no more 30 minutes or 1 hours. Let's look at the 15 any supply zones. So this one could potentially be a supply zone. Let me see. No, I don't like this basing right here. I don't like this, like indecision right here. I don't really like this. So I'm not going to consider it as a zone. This is not an imbalance either right here. This imbalance right here is already taken, obviously. This is just to fill the imbalance we created here. So this is not, doesn't mean anything to me. No other 15 minutes on the current price action there. Let's look for any demands with our 15-minute. Nope, 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 nope. We do have a strong push here, but this is more right here. This is my fib. This guy right here, this blue one, or I'm sorry, this black candle is clearly more than 50% of this blue one. So this is not going to be a good demand zone in my opinion. Might have some strength, just given that we have, right, we had previous liquidity that we bounced off of. We had a 15-minute orb high right here that we bounced off of. And then we gapped up the following day. So there is some possibility and some strength there, but I would anticipate if we are able to break through this, because it's already been retested once, twice, pretty much. We had a gap up, so there should be strength to reclose the gap. But there's no demand, in my opinion, here. No demand. There is, however, there is this imbalance created on the 15. Let me see if there's an imbalance here on the 30 time frame. Yeah, there's an imbalance on the 30 as well. What about the 1? Yep, 1 hour as well. How about the 4? No imbalance on the 4, but 15, 30, and 1 hour do have imbalances. So wouldn't call this a place for it to necessarily bounce off right away, but maybe a place that we can fill in the future. So that's interesting. Let me actually go ahead and mark it up for my reference later. Thursday. Oops. Thursday, 8 a.m. This is an imbalance right there. Okay. This is extended way too far. Let's do 8 a.m. because I'm probably going to get off by 8 or 8:30. Okay. Yeah, that works. Why is this extended so far? Wow. Okay, let's do 8 a.m. as well. Okay, solid. So that's on my levels right now that I have. We have a few 1 hours that are really close. Don't have any 15 minutes. Don't have any 30s. We do have a gap. We do have an imbalance. So I would say my game plan going into, oh wait, really quick, let's look at the higher time frame. We are still rejecting this higher time frame move down. We are rejecting break above the EMA as well. Even if we created that gap, would love to see the gap get filled if we are in fact rejecting the higher time frame. So yeah, and then this is also getting a bit tighter. We obviously are having 1, 2, 3 touches on this trend line. So if we ever come back to it again, maybe a bounce off the demands over here. But yeah, so given that we are respecting higher time frame move down, I would love to see, my game plan 1 is if we push into this 1 hour, get rejected, and push down lower to fill this gap. That would be great as one of my game plans. For my second game plan, it would be if we are able to break over supply and then be able to turn this into support to then break out again to try to retest, or actually we even tested the first time, but push into this 30-minute supply above. So if we can reclaim this 1 hour, then push into 30. Yeah, that would be my 2 game plans going into tomorrow if I'm able to catch a trade. So yeah, that's my trading session. Let me go and save her up. Let me go ahead and also post in case, people that are following me on TradingView want to take a look. How do I post again? Oh, right here. Let me first copy this and then publish. Perfect. Publish idea. I'm gonna mute myself really quick, chat, just because I know this gets loud. So bear 1 moment. Okay, sorry about that, chat. I just wanted to get that posted up just to make sure, hold myself accountable. So if you guys want to check out my posts, I'm gonna work towards becoming more consistent and holding myself accountable to post my zones on TradingView. So it's all free as well. You don't have to check it out, but if you want to, link is in the description below. I don't earn anything from you guys looking at my charts. I just hope that it can be helpful to you in some way, if anything. So yeah, okay. That was actually kind of nice to be able to do that. Very, very, what's the word? Just fulfilling, I guess, fulfilling to come back into it. I'm gonna start to relearn how to read Bookmap again. I'm probably gonna go into the free version. I remember before I was like on the edge of like purchasing the Bookmap subscription, and I was in actual talks behind the scenes with the team, the Bookmap team, to do some content with them, do educational courses with them because I was using it so much. And that was actually one of the cool like surprise news I was going to tell you guys, and that's something I posted about, but I never went through with it because that's when I actually ended up switching strategies. So definitely missed out on a good opportunity there for myself and for you guys, and it's kind of silly of me, honestly. So excited to get back into this and just stop messing around, but let me check out the chat real quick. Where are we? Okay, Alfredo. No, wish me well. So I wonder if you could just take a little look at it. It's in your invite only. You give me your thoughts on it. Yeah, still not sure how to do that, honestly. But I'm probably going to hop off the live stream and then I'll tap into that right now. I'll probably pull up my Discord and see if you had pinged me, because I just get so many DMs like across all platforms, so things are easily lost, and so I apologize about that. But after I get off stream, wish me well. I'm gonna pull up your indicator and see like what's going on. Adhere, do you trade full time? So I get confused sometimes about what full time is, because how full time is technically a full time job. Like full time is 40 hours minimum a week, and if you're obviously salary, you can work more. So I don't necessarily think that I'm trading full time because I only do it for a few hours a day, like from both back testing, forward testing, as well as like active day trading. I'll probably do like 3 hours or so a day, maybe 4. And then the other few hours as well, I guess, if you combine with trading full time, like the whole content side of things, that does take a few more hours. So I would say, yeah, like in total with the content side of things, I would say it is full time outside of my other businesses that I do. Koa Duan. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but like your name, really cool. Good to see you're going back. I don't know your history, but I trade support and resistance myself. Wait, so are you going to talk at all? I feel like I'm in a library. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday evening. Yeah, I'm excited to be going back to my roots before. And that's cool that you do support and resistance yourself. If you have any tips to like keep it very simple, I'm all ears. I want to just focus on keeping things as like simple as possible. No more adding like mumbo jumbo to what I do. Just keeping it super simple. But yeah, no, I wasn't talking during my like typing out of my charts, just simply because I noticed that when I type, because the microphone is connected to it's the Mac microphone that's connected to OBS. So when I type, it sounds extra loud, and I just hope that it's not too loud for you guys. I just want to be considerate. That's all. So I did kind of talk through my 2 game plans prior to typing though, and then like doing my charts. But if you're reading the screen too, I also kind of posted my thoughts right here too. So hopefully that helps. Sorry, it sounds like library. I need to figure out how to do the whole background music thing too, but I don't live stream enough to like put enough effort into it. But who knows, who knows? Maybe in the future, I do want to get into more streaming because I think it would be fun, especially connecting with all you guys. But for now, since it's not a priority, I don't know how to do any background music. But real quick, Koa Duan. So why are you going back to your roots again? Going back to my roots because, or yeah, going back to my roots, because I was, long story short, jumping a bunch of strategies. And if I wasn't jumping a strategy, the current strategy that I am using, which is imbalances, like retesting or rebalancing price action or certain levels, I would add in new concepts or new ideas to it, because I was easily swayed by social media about a certain thing that I should do in order to become better at trading or better at chart analysis or better at price reading, or simply that what I was doing was just wrong, or just basically overall it just wasn't the right thing for me to be doing. So I was mixing in too much in my bag, so to speak, and now going back to like what worked for me, because in 2023 when I was developing my supply and demand strategy moving into 2024 is where I made like a great amount of payouts. And money doesn't necessarily mean you're successful in trading, because obviously like expenses versus profits, and obviously your mentality, your mindset, etc., etc. There's a lot of things that can determine if you're successful in general. But for me, at least, if we're looking specifically at the money aspect, and keeping things simple, like supply and demand was very easy for me to do, and I felt like I was able to read price really well. And combining those two things together, charting, reading price well, and then executing upon that, I just didn't have good trading psychology whatsoever. But still, I was still able to make a good buck during 2024 using this, and then adding base hits as well. And then obviously like with chart time and stuff, it just all worked out. So as I came into the end of 2024, coming into 2025, the last 4-5 months now, I've been trying to do a new thing and jumping around from rebalancing price action levels to support and resistance to I forgot what it's called, something with AMD. There we go. It's been a long time since I've done AMD, which is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. People know it from the ICT concepts. Other people call it from the Wyckoff concepts, which was the original concepts of AMD, and like other things in between too. I would just be hopping around. So I needed to cut back essentially and come back to my roots, because this worked for me, and I was just too distracted by the next shiny thing and swayed by social media. No one in particular, just social media in general, that what I was doing was wrong, even though it was working for me. So I hope that answered your question. Went on a whole circle tangent to come back to it. That one Robinhood trader, I like your name. Do you have a Discord? I'm very excited to share my weekly P&L to avoid blowing up. I have been having abnormal gains and then blow everything up, being a 5-year process for me. I do have a free Discord, so you don't have to pay anything at all. It's in the description actually below, and I do need to get back into being more active in that Discord server. To be fair, I'm not active in it at all, and I feel bad, but it was honestly meant to be a space where other people can, like other traders can all come together and just connect and speak on their trading and all that stuff. It wasn't necessarily for a way to like live stream anything or whatever for me. It was just to have it as a place for other people, because a lot of people were asking for it. So I just wanted to do what the community wanted, basically. So it's free, in the description below. And yeah, feel free to post your P&L in there if you like. I think I have a P&L tab in there, like a channel. You can post it, like pictures and all that stuff. So feel free to. But that's awesome. You've been sticking with trading for 5 years. I'm looking forward to embarking into that time frame in the coming years, obviously, and hopefully see some progress with it. But I get you. I get what you mean when it comes to making a lot of gains and then giving everything back. I definitely struggle with similar instances as well. Like I had a huge like winning week with Take Profit Trader not too long ago. If you saw on social media, made a nice 5-figure total payouts for that week alone. And then the following week I just didn't do so hot, didn't have any more. No, yeah, I didn't have any payouts. And then this week, I think it's been 2 weeks now, I ended up having to start over. So it's been a weird one. So I get what you mean. But we're gonna be okay. We're gonna bounce back and we're gonna be okay. Let's see. Yes, I will DM you, wish me well if any questions about it. But if it's invite only, then cool, I'll make sure to check that out. Koa, authenticity, thanks for being transparent. I agree, there's trading content all over social media, but I just immediately blocked the account. That is so funny. I love that for you. I'm one of those people where I'm just really supportive of other people's journeys. I don't care how you trade, what company you trade with, if it's only personal account. It doesn't matter to me. I would like to think I'm really supportive. Even if someone is being negative or in some cases like toxic in the industry or in the space, like I still try to be positive and I still try to be supportive, because at the end of the day, like in and outside of trading, there's so much crap going on in this world. There is a lot more things happening in your own personal life. Why add more like negativity or toxicity in a place, especially in trading, where it's already hard and things are stacked against us? Like, we don't need that, you know? So I do get what you mean when it comes to like blocking accounts, like just to avoid all the extra content, especially educational content. I'm on the verge of like unfollowing a bunch of accounts because of that, just so that I don't get swayed again into trying to add more things into what I do, or trying to learn more things when I don't need to learn more things. I need more chart time and focus on my strategy. But at the same time, I don't want to like unsubscribe or unfollow certain things, because then I won't be able to be that supportive trader, you know, like commenting on people's things. But I guess it's like, you know, you pick and choose your battles, and you pick and choose like who you want to, you know, be kind of exposed to. So I don't know, I think that's just a me problem. I think it's just a personal problem, but I can relate to what you mean though, like being like wanting to block or, you know, unfollow certain pages and people in order to just lock in on yourself. But yeah, all right, so that's going to be the chart session for today. What do you guys think though? Do you guys want to have more chart sessions like this? I know before I was doing back testing sessions, and then obviously I paused on it because of just, you know, not sticking through with streaming about back testing. Didn't seem like it was like whatever, I think, for some people that were participating, and it didn't seem like a priority. So I was like, yeah, it's okay, like it's fine. I know some people wanted to hang out still though, which is a vibe. So what do you guys think? Do you guys want me to do more training sessions like this on a daily basis, or just more often? I think it would help obviously with myself, with accountability, to make sure I'm charting. And then I am going to again work towards posting more on TradingView itself. You don't have to follow me there, you don't have to check it out, but if you do, it's all here, and just holding myself accountable. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. That'd be great. Thumbs up or anything. Eddie, I've traded supply and demand for a while. You can find some really nice areas of entry with it. That's great to know, Eddie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think that S&D is just such a great, simple way of trading, you know? Just a simple way of trading. So just gonna lock back in on it. This is technically my second day getting back into S&D, so we'll see how it goes. But let's see, gotta make sure I'm not missing anything. Wow, awesome. Quite a few of you have actually popped into the stream. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you all also for the likes. Appreciate that. Not too sure about how the algo works with the whole likes and stuff, but if you haven't liked the stream, feel free to like it. Okay, let's see. Carter, you ever rip the footprint? You ever read the footprint? I do not read footprint. If you mean footprint, like similar to like the DOM, like the order book, or the visual representation with bookmap, then yeah, like I've looked at bookmap before. I read the DOM before. I really like it. I didn't realize like tape reading was such an important factor in trading, and I know obviously a lot of like big league people, professionals in this space, like they use it. So I feel like that in itself is a green flag, that it's something that, like, if you haven't tried, maybe to try. But yeah, I really like Bookmap if that is relative to Footprint. Just because I'm more of a visual learner, staring at numbers the whole time isn't my funnest thing. But with Bookmap, it seems much more simple to me. Koa, I just recently subscribed to you, and this is my first time joining something like this, but it's a vibe. Aw, thank you for subbing, and first time like joining a stream of this kind of nature. So appreciate you for hanging out, dude. Yeah, yeah. Usually, honestly, my streams are pretty chill. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm too crazy. I could talk, like I could yap. I could yap about anything too. But I tend to go on tangents and like side notes, which isn't always fun unless it's fun for you guys. Cool. But yeah, like we usually have a really positive chat going on, like positive vibe going on. So yeah, just thank you for coming in. I usually also have my cam on, but today I just feel like I look a little rough, so I didn't want to create any nightmares for you guys. So I was just trying to be considerate. Okay, Eddie, look at the daily. We bounced perfectly on daily demand on Monday. Okay, look at the daily. And then Monday. Oh, Tuesday, Monday. Oh yeah, literally. Dude, like it's I think when you stare at the charts long enough, or if you know the concepts, it just makes sense when someone says it. Like if someone were to tell me to look at oh, I've heard people talk about SMT. I have no idea what that means. No idea. So I'm like, okay, like I don't know what you're talking about. But when you say, daily demand, and you see how like it bounces perfectly off certain levels, like it's so cool. So cool. But anyways, yeah, I love supply and demand. I want to eventually get into like swing trading, but until then, intraday. Okay. Last comments here, then we'll hop off. My laptop is about to die, especially when I don't have it charged or plugged in. Like all the applications just end up killing my laptop. Okay, Koa. And Koa, let me know if I'm saying your name wrong, okay? You're so considerate. How'd you know I was getting ready for bed? Do you trade gold? I do not trade gold. I primarily trade the NQ. I tried out the WEM. I tried out YM 2 times recently. Yeah, literally 2 times. My first trade was placed, I think, either on Friday or Thursday of last week. I can't recall. And then this week I placed one trade on YM, I think, as well. Or maybe I didn't place a trade on YM, but I took a look at it for sure. I'm trying to get more into YM eventually because it just seems like levels respect pretty well there. But I don't trade gold, no. I feel like gold is a good one to trade, though. I feel like a lot of people trade gold. But yeah, Ko, you should also I should get ready for bed too. It's about to be 10 and my night alarm has already rang. Or not night alarm, but if you guys have an iPhone, I have the health app where it tells me it's time to wind down, settle for bed, because 10 p.m. is when I'm supposed to already be in bed. But obviously, like I want to stream and hang out with you guys. And Wednesdays are supposed to be my days where I'm supposed to stream. I just haven't been upholding that. Eddie, if you do more supply and demand, I'll hop on your streams more. I'm on the West Coast as well, so I was on YouTube and saw your live. Aw. Hey, fellow West Coast person, let's go. What part of the coast, or like, are you north or south, Eddie? But yeah, I'll definitely be trying to refine and retune my way back into supply and demand for sure. Oh, it's pronounced quack, but remove the CK at the end. Oh, qua? Qua. Oh, it's pronounced qua. That is a cool freaking name. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have really rough memory. Call it selective memory, whatever, but it's a little rough. So next time you pop in, if you do, like, I might have to like re-ask you how to say it, but I'm gonna do my best to remember qua. But it's good to meet you, qua. I hope you have a really great night. Definitely take it easy, and I'll see you in the next stream. And Eddie, South, mornings are always rough. LA. Dude, I'm SoCal as well. And yeah, dude, mornings are rough. Oh my gosh. I've actually been pushing off my time that I trade from originally like 6:20 when I'll actually be sitting at my table like ready to like look at the chart. Now I'm getting to my table like 6:50, 7 o'clock, 7:10. I just been pushing it off because I'm trying to avoid the New York Open at 6:30 and just take trades from 6:45 and on, or like 7 o'clock and on. But I do miss the New York Open because I felt like in my trading experience, I felt like I did pretty well at the New York Open, like right at the bell. But again, social media, I just fell into it that, oh, you shouldn't trade the first 5, 10, 15, 30, 45 minutes and blah, blah, blah. But really just depends on per person, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyways. Let's see. Laquan. Hey, what's up, Laquan? I didn't get to comment, but I listen while I'm at work. As you speak, please do more of these. Oh, thanks for tuning in while you're working. I hope work is chill, and I hope it goes by fast. But I appreciate you for even listening while you're working. Like, dude, yes, get paid and vibe out. Like, that's the best. But I am actually about to hop off, everyone, because it's time to actually go lay down in bed and prepare for tomorrow. Eddie, we have to turn zones and make coffee. Yeah, yeah, we do. So that's why it's nice doing like the late charting session right now. So I have some of my major levels created, and then in the morning I can recheck if the zones held up or not and make it a bit easier. As far as coffee goes, I actually just got back into coffee. Try to keep it quick and short. When I was in high school, that was when I got into caffeine. And I would go to coffee shops and drink all the different flavors and just hang out over there, whatever, right? So as I got older, just the tolerance didn't affect me, and also going to the gym, like pre-workouts and supplements, they just obviously took away a lot of my tolerance for caffeine. So I have to take a lot in order to feel something. So I recently, or not recently, but for a couple months now, I actually leaned off of all caffeine, and I would only take it every now and then, or if I did, it was very small dosages. So my sparkling water has 80 milligrams. If I take pre-workout, it's not anything strong like I used to take, and nothing over 200 milligrams though, if I am doing that full scoop, things like that, you know. But this past week, I went to the Asian store, and this cute, I think she was Korean or Japanese, this cute older lady, she was grabbing, I'm talking like stacks of Kona coffee, and the pre-made one. So I was like, okay, like, let me give it a go. So I bought it. It's not that strong, but it tastes good. And for the first time today, after a long time of not really being affected by coffee, I actually felt pretty jittery from it. And mind you, the can said there was less than 10% coffee on it. It made no sense. Like, mind you, again, I'm still drinking pre-workout. I just don't feel anything from it that much. But when I drink this pre-made coffee can that has less than 10% coffee, it actually worked. I don't understand. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I bought 2 cans of it. Drink one today, have another one for later. I also got a powder for like instant coffee of that same brand, but a different like level of whatever. I don't know. It's all in Asian. I don't even know what it says. But yeah, I also got a little can of matcha powder because I'm really into matcha. I like all things caffeine. I just don't drink it that often anymore because of the whole tolerance thing, and it makes me go to the bathroom. So I ended up buying that because I'm trying to at least do smaller dosages of caffeine if I drink it, and at least make sure it tastes good. So yeah, don't know why I went on that spiel, but as you can see, these streams are all about me going on tangents whenever someone comments something. Dude, yes, Vietnamese coffee is legal crack. It's so good. I love Vietnamese coffee. It's so strong and delicious, especially with the condensed milk. Oh, you gotta have it the drip style from, what is it? The sandwich place. I can't remember. Lee's Sandwich. There we go. So good. Oh yeah, wish me well. Okay. Let me go to check out your indicators right now. Wish me well, and then I'm gonna hop off, or I'm gonna shut down my computer right after that. So last 2 comments. Eddie, what time frames are you charting for your zones? I'm charting, so keeping it very easy with the time frames. So daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, and 15 minute. So those are the only ones. Before, when I was doing supply and demand, I used to do, 45 minute, the 90 minute, I don't remember, I think another 2 hour, the 3 hour. So it was quite a bit of zones created. But now I'm just gonna try to keep it at 4 to start and then see how effective those are. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's see, I'm still here, but Kona made me shake the entire day. My ex gave it to me as a gift from Hawaii. I didn't even sleep that night. Cafe Sera is so good, but I'm a little biased. Dude, I didn't realize that Kona is that strong until I had one today. It was so good. So I can see why you were able to sleep that night, because I low-key am still kind of jittery. I think that's why I wanted to hop onto the live. So. Oh, and then wish me well. Okay, sweet. Aiden the 7th. Okay, thank you for reminding me wish me well, or thank you for reminding me, Aiden. I appreciate you. No, yeah, of course. And you know what, Aiden? I'm going to hold myself to it. Literally, I'm putting it on my notepad right now. I have this little memo book that I've been using. So I'm writing it down as let me write it down right now here. Shoot, I don't know if you can hear my pen. I'm clicking it. I'm writing on my little notepad to check Aiden's TradingView indicator. Okay, Aiden, I'm gonna make sure I check it by tomorrow. Okay, yeah, you hear the pen. Okay, good. I wrote it on my little memo book, so for sure, because I want to go lie down, I'm for sure gonna check it by tomorrow. Okay, like, swear. I have it on my notepad. You heard the pen. It's all good. All right. But yeah, Kwa, dude, Cafe Seda is so good. Biased or unbiased, I don't care. I agree with you. It's so good. But all right, I'm gonna hop off now, everyone. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Appreciate all of your comments, for the vibes, the new people that came in, the originals that came in. Really, really appreciate the warm welcome back onto streaming. I have 6% left on my battery, so I'm gonna clock off here. But as always, I appreciate your time and support. And I wish you guys nothing but the best and the most success in all that you do. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, Eddie. I'll see ya. Good luck trading in the morning. Bye, Kwa. Wish me well. Eden.